Everybody. Welcome back to Tech Tip Tuesday with the Tech Ninja. I am your host, Kat Milner, the Chief Tech Ninja of Simplify Your Tech. Today, we're going to talk about the freemium model of offering your services and showing your services. And I have to admit, this is one of my favorite things to do because it is just so effective. Now, if you don't know freemium, what that means is that you give high quality content for free. You introduce people to you by giving them significant value. And basically what happens is they look at that and go, wow, if she's going to do that in the free version, I can only imagine what would happen in the paid version of her program. Now I know you know freemium. So things like Spotify have a freemium version where you can, maybe you've got a couple of ads, but by and large, it's all free and you have access to that entire catalog. That is a freemium model. And a lot of coaches like to use it because it really helps them give value. And we're going to talk about why it works. So the first thing is it builds trust and authority. So people are thinking, well, if she's not going to ask me to pay for it up front, then I'm going to be interested in hearing what she says. Wow, she really knows what she's talking about. I'd like to learn a little bit more. It gives you a wider reach because if people don't have to pay for that first session with you, then, or like, for example, a webinar where you're teaching something or you're doing like some sample coaching, people are going to want to attend so they can say, oh, okay, now I understand what it is that you do and how you work. And it gives them that sense and that flavor of how you work. And if they've never seen you before, it makes them a lot more comfortable to want to learn more about you. On these freemium, whether it's an individual one-on-one discovery call, transformation call, or an all-day webinar or something in between, you give them a taste. So your job on, let's say we're doing a discovery call. Your job on that discovery call is to take that client or potential client rather, and say, okay, here's what I do. This is the problem that I understand that you are having, and this is where I understand you would like to be. And they're like, yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's take this first step together. And you give them a little taste of what it is that you do. But more importantly, you help them have a small win. You help show them that they can create this transformation. But being a coach, I know you want to not see people in pain and you want to help them, but stop there. Because your next part of your job is to say, okay, so here's where we are. We've taken this first step. We're getting this great win. Now to get to where you want to be, that is another 8 steps. And the best way to get from here to there is to work with me. And the way that you work with me is you take my program and you pay for my program. The one thing you do not want people doing is going away from that free call or session or webinar thinking that they can do it themselves. Because the whole idea is to show them the kind of work that you do and the transformations you can create and give them just enough to have that taste, but not enough to think that they can do it without you. Because the goal is for them to go, wow, if I want to do this and I want to do it anytime in the next 10 years, I need to do it with you. So when you give them that sample, that makes them more likely to become a paid client because they're going to want that incredible transformation. They're going to want to get to that goal that you have discussed. Another great benefit of this model is that it shows them your unique value and style, because even though there may be 1,000 other coaches who do a similar niche to you, you're the only one who does things exactly the way that you do and can create the kinds of transformations that you create. So letting them have that little sample and that taste shows them why they want to work with you as opposed to anyone else. It also builds confidence that when they invest the money with you, that they're going to get the amazing result that you have promised. And it makes them much more likely to be willing to open their wallet and pay for your program. It also puts the foundation in of a strong relationship because you've already proven to them that you're willing to give away incredible value for free. So when they get in your paid program, they can only imagine that it's going to be absolutely unbelievable. Now, I'd like to tell you a quick story. My husband and this is not a coaching story, but it does show you how freemium and service can really make that huge difference and create truly dedicated clients. My husband and I have two cars. One of them, the tire blew out. It got a nail in it. And my husband took it down to the auto repair place just a few blocks from where we live. He had called them up in advance and they're like, yep, we can take care of that. It'll cost about $50 to do the repair and we'll send you on your way. And he's like, great. So he goes down there and the guy has a look at the tire and he comes out and he says, okay, I'm going to be honest with you here. I could just fix the tire, take your money and send you on your way. That would be completely legit and fair. But he says, looking at and he brought my husband over and he says, look at the other tires. The tread on all four of them is really low and they all need to be replaced. Because if you get pulled over and the cops see the condition of your tires, you're going to be in trouble and you'll get fined and probably your car taken off the road and it'll cause a world of hurt. And then my husband was like, oh, great. Well, how much will it cost to do the tires? And he takes him over to the tire display and he says, okay, here's the basic ones that are cost effective. They're a perfectly legit good tire. And I'd be happy to sell them to you. He says, however, if you really want something that's going to last and will really do the job for you, I would actually recommend going one or two steps up to this, because I know that these other ones, the least expensive ones, are going to wear out relatively quickly and you'll have to replace them again within a couple of years, whereas these other ones would last at least 4, 5, 6, 10 years, depending on how you drive. And my husband's like, okay, well, how much would it cost? He says, well, it actually costs about this much. And he gives him a figure. He says, but I happen to know that they go on sale periodically, the ones that I'm recommending. So what I would suggest is when you decide you're ready to upgrade all four tires, give me a call. And if I know that there is a sale coming, I will let you know and tell you to wait so that you can get the best price available for the best option for you. Now, the reason I tell you this story is this guy did not have to do any of that. He could have fixed the tire, sent my husband on his way, and never said a word about it. But this gentleman chose to go well above and beyond and show us his caring as a service provider to say, I not only want you to be safe on the road, I want to make sure that you get the best deal possible. And in that moment, especially when my husband came home and told me this story, we both looked at each other and said, okay, we're not even going to think about going anywhere else now, because I now know that this guy's going to take care of us. And we will tell anyone who will listen to us, go to this place, ask for that guy, and he will take care of you, because we now have perfect trust that he is going to look after us. So that one freemium moment where the guy could have made $50, instead he sent my husband away and said, call me when you're ready and we'll take care of it, created raving fans and dedicated customers of both my husband and I. And that's what the freemium model does. It creates raving fans, dedicated customers, and people who are much more willing to sign up for your program regardless of the cost, because it's all about the value that you provide. So I hope you found this helpful, and drop a comment in the chat if you choose to do a freemium experience for your clients, like a webinar or something, and let me know how you go. I'd be very interested to find out. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time.